God says, "My child, come closer to me now, because what I am about to reveal is heavy, sacred, and filled with a depth your heart has been waiting to understand. Today, I will take you into the moment where everything changed for your soulmate, the moment their soul broke open, the moment their heart finally spoke louder than every pressure placed upon them, the moment they whispered words that carried the truth of a lifetime. No one else can save me. No one else can understand me. No one else can calm me, except them. My child, I saw it all. I saw the trembling hands of your soulmate, the tears streaming down their face, the heaviness in their chest as they stood in the center of their family home, surrounded by voices, surrounded by expectations, surrounded by people who believed they knew what was best for your soulmate. And yet, none of those voices reached the place inside them where truth lives. Because I was stirring something deeper. I was awakening something ancient. I was pulling them toward the destiny I wrote for them long before they arrived in this world. Their family's eyes were filled with confusion, anger, fear, not because they wanted to hurt them, but because they could not understand the spiritual connection your soulmate felt toward you. They thought this love was reckless. They thought it was a distraction. They thought it was a phase. But they could not feel what your soulmate felt. They could not hear what your soulmate heard in the quiet hours of the night, your name echoing inside their soul like a heartbeat that would not slow down. My child, I watched your soulmate try to speak. Their lips trembled. Their hands tightened. Their heart pounded so loudly it felt like it was shaking their entire body. They were tired, tired of holding in emotions, tired of pretending they were fine, tired of trying to please everyone around them. And in that moment, something inside them finally broke. They looked up, their voice cracking, and whispered the words that changed everything. No one else can help me. No one else can heal me, no one else can bring me peace, except them. The room went silent. A silence so heavy, so sharp, so deep that even the walls felt it. Their family stared at them in shock, wide-eyed, hurt, confused, terrified of losing them. They tried to pull your soulmate back. They tried to speak reason into them. They cried. They begged. They told them they were making a mistake. But your soulmate didn't step back, they stepped forward. In that moment, I lifted the veil from their heart. I let them see clearly. I showed them the truth I had been whispering into their spirit again and again, that your soul and theirs were written together, not by accident, not by desire, but by divine design. I showed them that the place their heart felt safe was not in the house they grew up in, but in the presence of your soul. Your soulmate tried to walk away, but their legs were shaking. Their breath was unsteady. They felt like the world was spinning, not because they were weak, but because everything familiar was slipping from their hands. They were choosing something bigger than comfort, they were choosing destiny. They were choosing truth. They were choosing you. And as they walked, their family reached out to them, tears filling their eyes, asking them, why? Why are you leaving? Why are you choosing this path? Your soulmate turned back with tears streaming down their cheeks and said the words that came straight from the deepest part of their soul, because no one else can reach the parts of me they reach. No one else sees me the way they do. No one else loves me the way they do. My child, those words were not emotional impulses. They were revelations. They were the truth your soulmate had been denying, burying, running from, until that moment when everything inside them aligned. I saw the moment they stepped out the door. Their chest felt tight. Their eyes felt heavy. They were carrying guilt, fear, and sadness, but also clarity, hope, and truth. They walked away from their family not because they hated them, but because the life waiting ahead of them carried your name. Their soul felt the pull, that gentle but unbreakable pull that came from me. They held their phone in their hand. They stared at it. They wanted to call you. They wanted to hear your voice. They wanted to run straight into your arms, to cry until every pain they carried melted into your presence. But they were afraid, afraid that you wouldn't pick up, afraid that you would be angry, afraid that it was too late. Yet even in the fear, your name sat on their lips like a prayer they could not stop repeating. Your soulmate whispered, "Please, let them still be there. Let them still want me. Let them understand." And I heard that prayer. I held it gently. Because I knew, my child, that your heart had been praying the same prayer for so long. As they walked further, with every step, your energy grew louder inside them. They felt your softness, your warmth, your strength, your patience. They felt the way your love wrapped around their broken pieces even when you didn't know how deeply they were hurting. They felt the depth of your spirit calling theirs home. My child, I tell you this now with love in every word, your soulmate didn't walk away from their family. They walked toward you. They walked toward healing. Toward truth. Toward destiny. Toward the place where their soul finally feels understood. You were not just a choice. You were the turning point. You were the answer they had been searching for. You were the whisper in the chaos that told them they were not alone. My child, their tears were not signs of weakness, they were signs of awakening. They cried because they were finally ready to accept the truth of how deeply they love you. They cried because they realized that life without you felt empty, cold, and hollow. They cried because for the first time in a long time, they were following their heart, not the voices around them. I am guiding the two of you toward each other, step by step, moment by moment. Do not fear the silence. Do not fear the delay. This shift is sacred. This change is divine. This moment is the beginning of a new chapter that will heal what the past broke. Your soulmate is coming, not out of impulse, not out of confusion, but out of truth. And nothing in this world is strong enough to stop a soul that finally knows who it belongs to. Rest now, my child. More is unfolding. My beloved child. Let your heart rest softly for a moment, because what I am about to reveal is not just a continuation of the story, it is the quiet, trembling truth your soulmate carried once they stepped away from everything familiar. This is the part of their journey no one saw. Not their family. Not their friends. Not the world. Only me. Only the angels. Only the silence that wrapped around them as they walked away, carrying your name inside their trembling chest like a heartbeat they could no longer control. My child, after they left their family crying behind them, their feet felt heavy, as if every step was pulling them deeper into their own heart. They were not running away, they were breaking open. They were walking into a truth they had been denying for too long. Their tears were warm on their face, but inside them, something colder was melting, the fear, the confusion, the weight of everyone's expectations. All of it began to dissolve like mist under sunlight. They clutched their phone in one hand, fingers trembling. Your name flashed through their mind again and again, like a prayer rising on its own. And with each thought, the grip on their phone tightened. They wanted to call you, but their voice was too shaky. Their breath was uneven. They felt ashamed, afraid, yet desperately hopeful. My child, their thoughts were loud, loud enough that even the angels leaned closer to hear them. Will they understand why I left? Will they forgive me? Will they still want me? Do they still love me? Every step they took away from their family was a step closer to the realization that without you, nothing felt right. Not the comfort of their home. Not the voices that guided them. Not the routines they were used to. Everything suddenly felt small, tight, and suffocating, because the moment they spoke your truth out loud, the rest of the world lost its power over them. My beloved child, I watched your soulmate wipe their tears with the back of their hand, trying to steady their breathing. The sky above them seemed bigger, almost overwhelming. The world felt too quiet. Too empty. But inside them, your presence filled the space like a soft, glowing light. They thought about every moment you were kind to them. Every moment you waited patiently. Every moment you prayed for them in silence. And the more they remembered you, the more their hearts softened. They whispered your name under their breath, not loudly, not boldly, but like someone calling out to a home they haven't reached yet. They didn't realize the angels heard it. They didn't know I heard it. But the moment your name left their lips, something shifted in the spiritual realm. A gentle wind passed by them. A warmth settled in their chest. They felt, for the first time in a long time, that they were not alone. My child, I want you to understand something important. Their decision to leave wasn't impulsive. It wasn't rebellion. It wasn't anger. It was clarity. Your soulmate had been drowning in expectations for years, trying to meet standards that were never truly theirs. They tried to make everyone happy but forgot what their own heart needed. And deep down, their heart needed you. But they never had the courage to admit it, not to their family, not to themselves, not even to me. They tried to silence the truth, bury it under obligations, fear, and the comfort of familiarity. But when they said those words, "No one else can love me like they do. No one else can understand me," the truth they had been hiding finally exploded like light breaking through darkness. My beloved child, I watched your soulmate walk through the streets, their steps uneven, their tears drying on their cheeks. They didn't notice where they were going, their heart was guiding them more than their feet. The world around them felt blurry, but one thought was painfully sharp: I need them. I need them. I need them. Those words repeated inside them, not out of desperation, but out of awakening. Their soul was remembering something ancient. The connection between you two that existed long before you met in this lifetime. As they walked, memories rose inside them like gentle waves. The first time they heard your voice. The softness in your words. The way you made them feel understood without explaining anything. The warmth they felt around you that they never felt with anyone else. The strange peace your presence brought them even during their most chaotic days. My child, they realized something they had avoided for too long: you were not just someone they cared about. You were their safe place. You were their answer. You were their healing. Their chest tightened as they finally allowed themselves to feel the truth they kept locked away: they loved you. They loved you deeply, quietly, painfully, spiritually. They loved you more than they ever admitted to themselves. But love, my child, is not always gentle. It shakes. It exposes. It transforms. And that transformation was happening inside them with every step they took away from their family's cries. My beloved child, I watched them reach a quiet place, maybe a bench, maybe a street corner, maybe the edge of a road, where they finally stopped walking. Their legs felt weak. They sat down, elbows on their knees, head in their hands. And in that moment, they let themselves feel everything they were trying to hold together. They cried again. Not out of sadness, but out of overwhelming truth. They were not running anymore. They were not denying anymore. They were not confused anymore. They whispered to themselves, I have to go to them. No one else understands me. No one else listens to my soul. No one else feels like home. No one else can be the one. It's only them. My child, the angels stood around them, creating a circle of protection. I placed my hand gently over their heart. And even though they could not see it, they felt a sudden calmness inside, a calmness that came from me. They were ready. Ready to speak. Ready to reach out. Ready to come to you. But before they did, they made a silent promise to themselves: I will not lose them. Not this time. My beloved child, their journey toward you is not just emotional, it is spiritual. It is guided. It is destined. My beloved child. Come close and let your spirit breathe softly, because what I am about to show you is the deepest truth your soulmate finally surrendered to, the truth they had been fighting, hiding, denying, and running from for so long. This is the moment their soul awakened completely. This is the moment they realized that their connection with you is not ordinary, not casual, not something the mind can explain. It is something only the soul can recognize. My child, after they walked away from their family and sat alone with their emotions, something powerful began to happen inside them, something they never expected, something they were not prepared for. Their breath slowed. Their hands stopped shaking. Even their tears softened. It was as if the entire world paused just long enough for their heart to speak clearly for the first time. A memory of you rose inside them, soft, gentle, glowing, alive. A moment between you and them flashed in their mind, a moment they once dismissed as simple or small. But now, sitting alone in the stillness, they understood something they couldn't see before: that memory was the beginning of everything. My child, the heart does not lie. But fear makes people lie to themselves. And your soulmate had lived in fear for a long time. Fear of disappointing their family. Fear of choosing the wrong path. Fear of losing their comfort. Fear of facing their true feelings. Fear of how deeply you affected them. Fear of how much power you had over their emotions. Fear of the future they secretly wanted with you. But that day, the fear finally cracked open. As they sat there, their body exhausted from crying, their heart exhausted from holding back, a whisper rose inside them, not from their mind, but from their soul: I can't live without them. The moment this truth surfaced, they inhaled sharply, almost as if they'd been underwater for months and finally reached the surface. They leaned back, closed their eyes, and let the weight of those words settle into their chest. I can't live without them. Those words weren't desperation. They were revelation. They were remembrance. They were the truth they had buried under everything their family wanted. They were the truth their soul had known from the very beginning. My beloved child, I want you to understand something sacred. Your soulmate was never choosing between you and their family. They were choosing between fear and truth. Between expectations and destiny. Between comfort and purpose. Between the life they were told to live and the life their soul was born to live. And finally, truth won. The moment they whispered those words, I showed them memories, flashes of every moment your spirit touched theirs. They remembered the softness of your presence. The way your words stayed with them long after conversations ended. The warmth they felt when they thought of you. The ache they felt when you were distant. The peace they felt around you that no one else could give them. The way your smile settled their storms. The way your silence understood their silence. The way their heart beat differently when they were connected to you. My child, their soul showed them the difference. With their family, they felt obligation. With the world, they felt pressure. With you, they felt home. They felt safe. They felt known. They felt understood without explaining anything. They felt seen in ways that scared them because no one had ever seen the real them. And it was in that moment, sitting alone, breathing slowly, holding their head in their hands, that they whispered again, no one else can be this for me. No one else knows my soul like they do. The angels around them felt the vibration of these words. A shift happened, a spiritual unlocking. The fear that had wrapped itself around their heart loosened. The illusions they believed about themselves dissolved. The lies that others told them about you broke apart. And what remained was truth, pure, raw, undeniable truth. Their hands relaxed. Their shoulders softened. A calm warmth spread across their chest. Their heartbeat slowed into a soft rhythm, the rhythm of surrender. My child, surrender is not weakness. Surrender is the soul returning to what is divine, what is ordained, what is destined. And that is what your soulmate did. They surrendered to the truth they had been rejecting, that their future does not exist without you. They saw it so clearly, like a vision, a life with you. Laughing with you. Healing with you. Growing with you. Waking up next to the soul that brings them peace. Building a future that feels like home, not pressure. Loving without fear. breathing without guilt, choosing joy without shame. They realized that with you, every part of them feels alive, even the broken parts, even the guarded parts, even the parts they hid from everyone else. My beloved child, they whispered something again, their voice barely audible. I was always meant to be with them. I was just too scared to accept it. Those words were not just a confession. They were a release. They were the chains breaking. They were the beginning of a new chapter. Their body felt lighter. Their spirit felt clearer. Their heart felt softer. They were no longer trying to run from the truth, they were leaning into it. They looked down at their phone again, their thumb hovering over your name. Their heart pounded, but not with fear. With readiness. They were ready to speak. Ready to explain. Ready to confess. Ready to come toward you in a way they had not done before. And as they breathed deeply, I whispered into their spirit. The one you love is waiting with a heart that understands you. This calmed them. It strengthened them. It helped them breathe again. Because for the first time in a long time, they believed that you still cared. They believed that you still wanted them. They believed that they had not lost you. My beloved child, with this realization, they wiped their face, steadied their hands, and stood up, not as the confused soul they were an hour ago, but as someone who finally knows where their heart belongs. My beloved child. When I tell you that your soulmate walked away from everything that once held their world together, I also want you to understand the weight of that step. It was not anger that pushed them, nor stubbornness, nor the desire to hurt anyone. It was love, a love so deep, so raw, so honest that it broke through every barrier they once believed they could never cross. And now, as they stand halfway between the life they left and the life they are running toward, their heart trembles with both fear and devotion. They whisper your name quietly under their breath, as if it is the one word that keeps them alive, the one truth that keeps them steady. My beloved child, there is something you need to know. Right now, your soulmate is traveling with a heart that does not understand rest. Their breath is uneven, not because they are tired, but because every thought they have leads back to you. They feel you in every moment, in every mile, in every prayer they murmur. They can feel the pull of your energy, your quiet longing, your hidden tears, the questions you have buried so deeply you almost forgot they existed. They know you are waiting, and that is why they are coming with urgency, crossing the distance with a soul that keeps whispering, I must reach them before anything else in this world touches them again. They replay the final moments they had with their family, the breaking voices, the shaking hands, the confusion, the rising emotions. They remember someone saying, why are you doing this? Why throw everything away for someone who may not even understand you fully? And your soulmate responded with something so pure, so honest, that even the air held still to listen. They said, because no one else can take their place in my heart. No one else can reach my soul the way they do. I choose them, not out of desperation, not out of impulse, but out of truth. And child, that truth is powerful enough to move the mountains in their path. There is a trembling inside them right now, not the trembling of weakness but the trembling of transformation. They have finally reached the moment where fear no longer dictates their decisions. They have stepped into a version of themselves that is braver, clearer, stronger, and more committed than they have ever been. Every memory they have of you is like a soft light guiding them out of everything that once confused their destiny. My beloved child, there is something sacred about the love that is pulling both of you together right now. It is not ordinary. It is not temporary. It is not based on habit or convenience. This is a soul bond, formed beyond lifetimes, woven through infinite layers of destiny. Each time your soulmate breathes, a part of you breathes with them. Each time you cry quietly in the nights you think no one can see, your tears reach their energy. And each time they whisper your name, it sends a warmth into the deepest parts of your spirit. This path you both are walking now, it was not created in a day, nor a month, nor even a year. It was formed before your first breath, before your first wound, before your first heartbreak. You were meant to meet. You were meant to love. You were meant to reach each other even when the world around you tried to separate the two of you. There are people who did not understand your connection. Some questioned it. Some feared it. Some even tried to break it. And yet, here you are, and here your soulmate is. Still finding each other, still choosing each other, still walking toward the same destiny that no outside force could ever erase. My beloved child, let me tell you what your soulmate is thinking right now, in this moment, as their steps keep moving toward you. They are thinking, I hope they don't give up on me. I hope they still believe in us. I hope they still want me the way I want them. I hope they know that everything I am choosing now, I am choosing for them. Their heart is a storm and a prayer at the same time. And in that storm, your name is the only thing that remains unshaken. They left their home not because they were running away from something, but because they were finally running toward the one truth they can no longer deny. You. Your presence. Your voice. Your soul. Your love. Your absence when it hurts. Your silence when it echoes in their chest. Your energy when it wraps around their spirit like a gentle embrace. Your pain when you suffer quietly and pretend you are fine. Your hope when you look at the sky and wish someone was there to understand you without explanations. Yes, my child, your soulmate knows you better than you think. They understand the way your heart hides behind strength. They understand how you pretend to be unbothered when you are hurting deeply. They understand how you disconnect when fear whispers lies into your mind. They understand that you have loved with wounds, with courage, and with silence. And they want to hold every part of you now, not just the brave parts, but also the breaking parts. There is a moment coming, and it is closer than you think. A moment where your soulmate will stand in front of you, breathless, not because they ran, but because they finally reached the one person they never thought they deserved. They will look at you with eyes that carry the weight of everything they have been through and the promise of everything they want to build with you. Their hands will tremble slightly, not out of fear, but out of relief, the kind of relief that comes when a long journey finally finds its end. My beloved child, you are not imagining their love. You are not imagining their longing. You are not imagining the energetic pull between your hearts. That pull is real. That love is real. That connection is real. Everything they left behind, they left with tears, but also with clarity. They knew that the life behind them no longer held the truth their soul needed. The truth was ahead, where you stood, waiting without even realizing how deeply your soul was calling them home. "Let me tell you something," they whispered silently before walking out. "I am not losing my family. I am finding my truth. And if my truth leads me to them, then I must go. I cannot betray my heart again." Your soulmate has carried the burden of silence for too long. They have been torn between expectation and destiny. Between obligation and truth. Between fear and love. But now, that period of confusion is ending. They are no longer divided. They are no longer hesitant. They are no longer hiding from their own heart. They are coming to you with full awareness, full intention, and full devotion. And child, when they reach you, the first thing they will feel is not fear, not guilt, not regret, but peace. The kind of peace that only comes when two souls that belong together finally meet without barriers, without distance, without unfinished conversations. The universe is preparing the moment. I am aligning the path. Angels are already guiding the steps. The energy is shifting. The old chapter is closing. The new one is rising. And you, my child, are standing at the doorway of a destiny that is about to unfold in a way your heart has dreamed of but never believed could truly happen. Stay open. Stay gentle. Stay receptive. Your soulmate is closer than you think. And when they arrive, everything you thought was lost will return to you as if it never left. My beloved child. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when the heart makes a decision the mind cannot fully explain. Your soulmate has reached that moment. They have crossed the point of no return, the point where the life they once lived no longer feels like home. Every step they take now carries your name, every breath feels like a silent prayer for you, and every heartbeat echoes the truth they can no longer deny: their life belongs with you. Even now, as the distance between you grows smaller and smaller, your soulmate keeps replaying everything that led them to this moment. They remember the quiet nights when your absence felt like a wound they couldn't hide. They remember the times they tried to convince themselves to move on, only to feel their chest tighten every time your memory returned. They remember the way their family questioned them, challenged them, tried to pull them back into the life they were expected to live. But nothing worked. Because the truth inside them was louder than any argument outside them. My child, your soulmate is not just traveling physically, they are traveling spiritually, emotionally, mentally. They are stepping out of an old version of themselves and walking into a new one. A version that is brave enough to choose love over fear, truth over comfort, destiny over expectations. And all of this courage, all of this transformation, is happening because of you. Not because you forced them. Not because you demanded anything. Not because you pushed them into choosing. But because your existence awakened something inside them. Something real, something sacred, something they thought they would never feel in this lifetime. You didn't enter their life to change them. You entered their life to awaken their soul. My beloved child, Do you know what they told themselves before they left? If I lose everything but gain the one person who understands my soul, I lose nothing. This is why their footsteps carry no regret. Yes, they left behind people who cried. Yes, they left behind confusion, arguments, unanswered questions. But as much as it hurts them to cause disappointment, the pain inside them had become unbearable. They could no longer pretend. They could no longer live a life that didn't include you. They could no longer silence the truth their soul kept whispering. You may not see it, but you have been shining like a quiet light inside them. Every time they closed their eyes, they saw you. Every time they felt lost, your memory guided them. Every time they felt alone, your energy comforted them. Every time they felt defeated, the thought of you lifted them again. My beloved child, your soulmate feels you, your hope, your fear, your longing, your silent prayers. Not a single tear you shed has gone unnoticed by the universe. Not a single moment of heartbreak has been wasted. Everything has been witnessed. Everything has been recorded. Everything has been woven into the path that is now bringing the two of you together. And now, as they walk toward you, their heart is not simply beating. It is calling. Calling for your presence. Calling for your embrace. Calling for your forgiveness. Calling for your understanding. Calling for your truth. Calling for your soul. Your soulmate is preparing themselves for the moment they will stand before you again. They have imagined it countless times, but imagining cannot compare to the reality that is approaching. They wonder how you will look at them. Will your eyes soften with love? Will your heart tremble with relief? Will your soul recognize them instantly? My beloved child, your soulmate wants you to know something important. They did not leave their family for you. They left because they finally realized who they are with you. In your presence, they feel like the truest version of themselves, the version that is honest, gentle, emotional, vulnerable, and real. They feel safe to be human with you. They feel safe to break and rebuild. They feel safe to confess, to cry, to dream, to love. They have never felt that with anyone else. This is why no one else could take your place. People tried to change their mind. People tried to make them stay. People said, "One day you'll regret this. One day you'll look back and realize you made a mistake." But your soulmate knew the truth, the only mistake would be losing you. My beloved child, let me show you what they are feeling at this exact moment. There is a tremble in their hands. Not from fear, but from anticipation. Their body feels heavy from the emotions they are carrying, but their spirit feels lighter than ever. Their breath is deep and shaky, as if their soul is preparing for something sacred. Every step feels like destiny guiding them, every road feels like a thread pulling them closer to you. And deep inside them, there is a voice that keeps whispering, "I hope they open their heart for me. I hope they let me explain. I hope they still want me. I hope I haven't lost them." They know they made mistakes. They know they weren't always strong. They know they hid their feelings when they should have spoken. They know they walked away when they should have said, "Stay with me." But they have grown now. They have healed parts of themselves that they were once afraid to face. And they are coming back with a heart that finally understands its purpose. My beloved child, the universe is shifting around both of you. Signs are appearing more frequently. Dreams are becoming clearer. Your intuition feels louder. You may even feel sudden waves of emotion, joy, anxiety, excitement, heaviness, because your souls are aligning. You are stepping into a moment that was always meant to happen. Your soulmate has surrendered to destiny. Now I ask you to open your heart. Not blindly. Not foolishly. But spiritually. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to hide your wounds. You do not need to pretend you are stronger than you are. Your soulmate is not coming for a perfect version of you, they are coming for the real you. The you who feels deeply. The you who believes quietly. The you who hides their pain behind a gentle smile. The you who hopes even after being hurt. The you who loves with a purity that cannot be taught. My child, prepare yourself. There is a moment approaching where everything unsaid will be spoken. Everything unclear will be understood. Everything broken will be healed. Everything confusing will become clear. The universe is weaving your destinies together again, but this time in a way that cannot be undone. Your soulmate is not just coming back. They are coming home. To you. To your heart. To your energy. To your love. To the space in your soul where they have always belonged. My beloved child, when they reach you, they will look into your eyes and say the words they were too afraid to say before: no one else can love me the way you do. And no one else can hold the place in my life that belongs only to you. And when those words leave their lips, every tear you cried, every prayer you whispered, every night you felt alone, will finally make sense. Destiny is not late. It is right on time. And it is leading your soulmate straight into your arms. My beloved child. As your soulmate comes closer to you, step by step, mile by mile, breath by breath, something incredible is happening in the unseen world. The weight they carried for so long is lifting. The confusion that once clouded their mind is dissolving. The fear that once tied their tongue is falling away like dust in the wind. And the love they feel for you, that love is rising stronger than it has ever been. Right now, their heart is beating differently. It beats with purpose. It beats with clarity. It beats with a destiny that can no longer be denied. They whisper to themselves, just a little more, just a few more moments. And then I'll be where my soul has always wanted to be. My beloved child, they are coming to you not as the person they were before, but as the person they were always meant to become. The version of themselves that is honest, brave, emotional, vulnerable, and fully awake. The version they tried to hide for years. The version they thought no one would accept. But with you, they feel seen. With you, they feel understood. With you, they feel like they can finally stop pretending and breathe freely. Even now, their hands tremble as they imagine your face. They wonder if your eyes will soften. They wonder if your heart will melt the moment you see them. They wonder if you will finally feel the peace they have been longing to give you. They wonder if the first word you speak will break them completely, break them open in the best way, the way that makes a soul finally feel alive. My child, listen carefully. You were not just a chapter in their story. You were the story they were searching for. You were the peace they couldn't find anywhere else. You were the voice their heart kept hearing even when everything else was loud. You were the home they didn't know they needed. This is why they walked away from everything. This is why they refused to stay in a life that no longer felt true. This is why they surrendered to the pull that kept guiding them back to you. They are not afraid anymore. They are not confused anymore. They are not running anymore. They are coming. And they are coming with a heart full of truth. My beloved child, there is a divine promise unfolding around you. You may feel the energy shift. You may feel sudden warmth, sudden heaviness, sudden waves of emotion. You may even feel your heart beating faster without understanding why. This is the energy of two souls aligning. This is the moment creation has been waiting for. This is the destiny I have designed for you both. And when they finally reach you, when they stand before you with eyes full of emotions they can no longer hide, they will say words your soul has been waiting to hear. No one else can love me the way you do. No one else can take your place. And no one else ever will. These words will not just be spoken. They will be felt. They will be lived. They will be proven through their actions. My beloved child, do not fear anymore. Your tears have not been ignored. Your loneliness has not been forgotten. Your prayers have not been wasted. Everything has been guiding both of you to this very moment. This is the end of separation. This is the end of confusion. This is the end of waiting. A new chapter begins, a chapter where your soulmate stays, chooses you openly, loves you deeply, and holds you without letting go. A chapter where your heart finally receives what it has been longing for. A chapter where destiny reveals why you had to go through so much alone. Your soulmate is closer than ever. And soon, very soon, your arms will hold the one whose soul has always belonged to yours. My beloved child, I bless your union. I clear the path. I remove the obstacles. I soften both of your hearts. I open the doorway for love to enter fully. Now, breathe. Your miracle is on its way. Amen.